Hey everyone, Ryan here. Sorry, it's been, again, I start off apologizing with my video. It's been over a month since I've posted anything, and letters are coming. Those who signed up, prayer letters, support letter, whatever you want to call it, is coming. So, and I'll probably post that on here as well. So, stuff is happening. It's just I've been a little bit busy lately, so I've unfortunately neglected the blog a bit. But anyways, forgive me for having a shaky camera. Again, I'm recording from my bed at 1:45 midnight. Just getting off of a night of Streetlight, and the reason why we're in here or in my bedroom is because it's I'm allowed to. I can speak quieter without disturbing the upstairs people, which is good. Don't want to get kicked out. But anyways, I have a cool story to tell you guys if you don't mind the shaking camera. So let's get to it, I guess. Streetlight had the story actually happened after Streetlight. I was meeting with Thomas, and for those of you who've been following me and talking with me or receiving my letters know who Thomas is. He's this homeless guy who does God's work while he's homeless, which is really cool. And we meet up occasionally whenever, and I bring him some soup from Streetlight. We had this really good soup tonight, so I brought him whole bunch of soup. But anyways, tonight was different because normally I might get a little a ride from somebody, one of the volunteers at Streetlight or whatever, and but I wasn't going to tonight. I was going to take the bus, so I was like, hey Thomas, let's walk over to City Hall so I can take the train, and then you can go to the DI and be on your way. And so we did that, and we're walking, and Thomas, we get to City Hall station, and Thomas, he's like, all right, well, we have to part ways now, and and he gives me a hug. I love giving him a hug. He gives really awesome hugs. Give him a big hug, and he says, God bless you, Ryan, and I'm like, God bless you too, Thomas, and he says, he did, he sent me you. I love that. It's just so awesome. But anyways, and then he goes on his way, and I'm walking up the train platform, and all of a sudden, this kid, this youth, whoever, he pops out of nowhere. He's like, he must be a good person. And I'm like, that really depends. I don't know. And he's like, well, I just saw you hug that homeless guy. Good people are hard to find these days. I'm like, oh. And he's like, well, I'm homeless too. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And so we start walking up the train platform, waiting. And I'm like, where are you going tonight? Like, he's like, Big McKnight train station. That's where I was getting off, actually. So he stamped his little train pass, whatever, bus ticket, and we got on the train and we started talking. This is the most random meeting ever, but we started talking, and he's a youth who wants to. He's not necessarily homeless in the term of like staying at shelters and stuff like that. He couch hops, but he feels like he's in an environment that isn't positive for him. Like there's a lot of alcohol abuse and other things going on, and so we just started talking about his life and how he wants to change, how he wants something different in his life, and he doesn't want to be part of the system. He wants to be different. He actually wants to be a child and youth care worker, so like a youth worker, I guess. And and so we started talking. I'm like, hey, you want to go for coffee? I have nothing to do tonight, and tomorrow I'm off. And he's like, yeah, same with me. Like, I'm not doing anything tonight. I'm like, hey, great. Even though it's like 11:30 or whatever it is. And so we walk over to Tim Hortons, and fortunately, I had a Tim's card that I got a stack of them actually from Bragg Creek Church for coffee dates with youth. And so very, very thankful for that, for you guys donating that, because I've been able to take youth for coffee when I normally couldn't afford it. And don't worry, I'm not just spending it so I can get roll up the rim things. I think I've only won one, but anyways, so we're sitting and we're having coffee, and I'm like, hey, I know you want to get off the streets and all that stuff, so how about you come to the Streetlight on Thursday? Come to Streetlight on this Thursday, and meet with my director, my boss, I guess, and he can help you with your situation as long as you're willing to work on stuff, because I don't know that much like what's out there for programs and stuff, and he knows what's out there to help youth get off the streets. And so I'm like, show up on Thursday, talk with him, and I gave him a business card that I have, which is awesome. But I was just blown away. It was definitely a divine appointment, This kid appeared like that, out of nowhere. And he ran into me. He was looking for positive change in his life. I don't know if I can be that. I love to continue to meet with him and continue to go for coffee with him. And that would be great. But it's just so amazing how God did that. How I'm expecting to just get on the train and go home, and pray about my night. But instead, God brings someone who needs, I guess, me. Or just that next step. And so I just ask you guys, there's a lot more to this story, and I wish I could tell it a bit better, but it was just so surreal, and I was blown away. But I want you guys, if you can, to pray for this youth, that he might know God, and that he might stop living in these places, that he might find his own place and have a stable job and feel self-worth. He feels like his pride gets in the way of accessing programs like I don't know. Like I said, I told him, like, the Mustard Seed has some things he could probably go to, I know, but he's never really stayed at a shelter because he feels like there's an element of pride. It's difficult, and I often think that homeless people are the most humble people around because they stand in lines all day. They have to be at the very bottom of everything. They're always waiting for things, always waiting in lineups and waiting for programs, waiting for whatever. Maybe you guys understand. I don't know. But, on top of meeting Thomas and seeing a glimpse of the kingdom, illustrated before me, and then this happening tonight, I was very thankful and just blown away, absolutely blown away by this divine appointment. A beautiful meeting, this youth called it. I was like, how crazy this is that we would meet, He called it a beautiful meeting. So anyways, guys, pray for this guy. Pray that he might be able to go after the dreams that he wants to do, be able to change his life in the positive way that he wants to do, and that he might know God, If and that was the biggest thing for me in my life, and what changed my life, changed my life from 2 years ago until now, and this point. That's what led me to where I am now. Imagine what God can do with this youth who knows that he wants to change, who knows that there's more for him in life. Because a lot of youth out there, a lot of youth at Streetlight don't know that. And like I said in my previous letters, they think that's as far as they're going to get. And this youth, fortunately, knows that, he has dreams, and he has hopes, and he wants to change his life. He's going to be having a child in a couple months. and he doesn't want this child to have the same life that he did. I'm very thankful for that, and it's a beautiful dream. Anyway, guys, I'm sure it's not nighttime for you right now. You're probably viewing this at work or whatever. For me, it is 12 p.m., so I'm going to head to bed, but I thank you for allowing me to share that story with you. Just another beautiful kingdom moment. Again, just pray for him, and hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Alright guys, bye.